In The Truth About Abs, also known as The Truth About Six-Pack Abs, author Mike Geary claims that if you are not part of the 2 to 3% of the population who is lean enough to show off a six-pack of abs, then stop wasting your time doing ab exercises. In fact, he claims that working out your abs is the last thing that you should be doing, and there are at least 3 other things that you should be doing first if you want to lose stubborn belly fat, get a trim waist, and show off the six-pack of abs that all of us have hiding under our fat. With over 276,000 people in over 100 countries having gone through his program, surely it must work. Or does it? Now, is there any truth to these claims? Or is this just another overhyped fat-burning diet program full of gimmicks that will inevitably fail for you as you watch your weight climb back to new heights? Well, we've been burned before, so the Sherpa decided to buy the product, rip it apart, and do a deep dive to see what the program is all about and whether this product is as good as it claims to be. What we found shocked us, as Mike actually backs up his claims with specific recommendations both for nutrition and exercise that are some of the most effective and healthy state-of-the-art techniques to burn fat, boost your metabolism, and keep the weight off for good. With that said, there are a few issues we had with this program after we put it through our battery of tests. Now, you won't find a more detailed assessment of the truth about abs anywhere else, so here's what we found. To begin, let's discuss the pros. The first is focused metabolism-boosting exercises. Mike focuses your attention only on the exercises that are compound, multi-joint movements that engage a wide array of muscles and nerve endings simultaneously, which results in maximum sustained fat burn. This is important because most are under the false assumption that they should be spending hours doing long, boring cardio routines. But that only breaks down your muscle tissue and doesn't result in sustained fat loss. Think of all the skinny fat people you see. The second pro we found is the fat-burning nutrition. Mike says a lot of things that may make you wonder whether he's gone a little bonkers, nutritionally speaking, of course. For example, he claims that eating fat helps you lose fat. Well, he's right. Whether it's eating fat or avoiding grains, even whole grains, or eating eggs, including the yolks, the program has you eat according to the way we evolved, like a caveman, eating fruits, vegetables, and healthy meats. Simple, but effective. The third pro is practical and balanced. One thing that struck us repeatedly throughout the program is the sensible balance that Mike advocates. For example, he correctly states you shouldn't agonize over how much protein, fat, or carbs you eat. Rather, you should focus on the quality and stay away from anything that's fake or processed. The fourth pro is eliminate the need for willpower. Now, one thing that many diet and healthy lifestyle programs forget is that instead of living in the ideal world where making diet and lifestyle changes is simple, we live in the real world full of temptation, daily stress, and deeply entrenched bad habits that are hard to break. Mike does a good job of giving you at least 2 mental techniques that remove the need for you to rely on unbreakable willpower, something that very few of us have. These 2 recommendations may make the difference between success or failure for many. The fifth pro we found is correct priorities. It's ironic that a program called The Truth About Abs, advertised with pictures of trim waists and ripped abs, actually says that working out your abs is the least of your priorities. But, as Mike says, the secret to getting ripped abs is first nutrition, second, boosting your metabolic rate via the right type of exercises, with only the final step incorporating targeted ab exercises. The bottom line is this: no matter how good your stomach muscles are, it won't matter if you have layers of fat hiding them. Now that we've discussed some of the highlights, let's talk about some of the downsides with the program. The first concern is that there are too many calculations. Although the program does emphatically advise against worrying about how many calories you are eating and what percentage of carbs, fats, and proteins you're eating, the program still gets a little bit bogged down in a variety of unnecessary calculations. Our suggestion is to skip that and simply focus on eating healthy, unprocessed, clean foods in their natural state, and it will literally be impossible for you to overeat. Skeptical? Give it a try and you'll see. The second concern is that the exercises, they may not be possible. Many people who are overweight can't fathom the thought of exercising yet, or they may be physically incapable of doing so. If that describes you, the good news is this: 80% of the ultimate fat loss you'll experience will come from improving how you eat. not how much you exercise. The third concern we have is that there isn't more focus on the recipes. While the meal plans are included in this program, they almost felt like they were an afterthought and should have been developed and focused on a little bit more thoroughly to ensure that the reader has sufficient flexibility to pick and choose a variety of meals based on his or her own likes or dislikes. To be clear, what Mike does provide is nutritionally optimal and should lead to accelerated fat loss. But it's simply our opinion that this section could have been developed a little bit more thoroughly. The fourth concern is the program ignores food allergies. One of the most common causes for being sick, fat, tired, or depressed is food allergies, which is something that nearly everyone has in one form or another, whether they know it or not. The most common allergens are gluten or grains, casein, which is milk, corn, peanuts, and soy. The simple fix is to pay attention to how your body reacts to these foods, and if there is a problem, eliminate the offenders. The fifth concern we have is the program is missing scientific references. While the program is based on the latest nutritional and fitness science, there wasn't a single scientific reference or citation included in this program. That could be a problem for those of us who are left-brainers who need to be convinced with logic and facts, particularly when the suggestions go against conventional wisdom. Okay, now that we've discussed a few of the pros and cons, let me explain what you will get if you decide to buy the program. The first component is the Truth About Six-Pack Abs, which is their main program. This is the main ebook for the entire program. In short, it provides nutrition and workout recommendations that are focused exclusively on accelerating your body's ability to burn fat. It quickly jumps into what really works and what's just a waste of time. The second component you'll receive is the 5 Keys to Guaranteed Fat Loss. This is a free DVD by Kim Lyons. She's the famous trainer from seasons 3 and 4 of The Biggest Loser. Well, in this DVD, you'll learn about her secrets to sustain fat loss. Now, this may come in handy since you'll also get free access to a support site where you can chat with others, get motivation, share tips, and get support. The third component you'll receive is the 8-week Dumbbell Bodyweight Fusion Fat Loss Program. Now, this goes more deeply into the multi-joint compound movements that Mike recommends to boost your resting metabolic rate and accelerate fat burning. Included in this component are dozens of additional examples of mostly body weight exercises, complete with pictures demonstrating each and every movement. The fourth component are the 4M Power Fast Fitness audios. Mike provides an additional resource to help you overcome the number one stumbling block that all of us face when attempting to change our diet or lifestyle. Reverting back to bad old habits isn't something we want, so these audios train you in a special technique to keep you focused and motivated. Now, one thing we do well here at Natural Health Sherpa is standardize what tests we put a new product through. Let me explain how we rated the Truth About Abs based on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the best. The first test area is what do actual users of the program think? Now, you got to understand, we ignore any testimonials directly from the makers of any product we review because they can easily be cherry-picked. In the case about Truth About Abs, we scoured the top weight loss forums and didn't find any negative comments about the program, just general discussions. There were a few positive comments we found, but nothing that was overwhelming. So we're going to give this a neutral rating of a 3. The second test area is how effective is the program? Mike does a phenomenal job of incorporating all the latest techniques that result in accelerated fat loss. There are no gimmicks, no tricks, no shortcuts, just sound advice. But there is a warning. You will be told to do what may appear to be unconventional things. But in reality, it's the 70% of us who are overweight who are the ones doing things incorrectly. So with that being said, we give it a rating of 5 in this area. The next area of testing is the program safe? From a nutritional perspective, this program appears to be safe. The focus is on whole, real foods in their natural state and not processed. We feel that's excellent. The only potential safety issue may come from the workout recommendations that involve a variety of compound and multi-joint exercises, which, while they can help to crank up your metabolic engine, they may be difficult at first to someone who's new to resistant training. If you are new, you may want the help of a professional prior to engaging in some of these exercises to ensure that you have the proper form. So in this area, we gave it a rating of 4. The next area of testing we looked at is Is the science behind the program legitimate? Mike has incorporated the latest in nutritional and fitness science into his program. Having both state-of-the-art nutritional and workout recommendations is what separates this from the competing diet and fitness programs on the market right now. When you operate your body as it was intended, fat loss can happen very quickly. Our only gripe here is that we would have liked to see Mike provide references for all the scientific and medical claims that were made. So despite the references, the science is there, and that's why we give it a rating of 5. The next area is how credible is the company or the author behind the program. Now, Mike Geary appears to have very high credibility, both in terms of actual credentials and his accomplishments. He is a certified nutrition specialist and a certified personal trainer, so he's well qualified on both nutrition and exercise. More important than his credentials, however, is his real-world experience, experimenting both with his clients as well as on himself to find out precisely what works and what doesn't work to lose fat and gain health. That is why we're going to give it a rating of 5 in this area. The next test area is how easy is the program to use. Now, from a nutritional perspective, the program is actually pretty easy to use, particularly because you'll find yourself eating foods that you thought, well, were off limits. Foods like healthy lean meats, eggs, including the yolks, avocados, nuts, and more. The workout exercises may seem a little bit complicated for someone new to resistance training, but you should come up the learning curve quite quickly. We would have given this a 5-star rating if the meal plans and recipes had been a little bit more elaborate. But they are great starts, and you can use the guidelines to get creative and build your own. So we give it a 4 in this area. The next test area is how affordable is the program. At only $39.95, this product seems to be an appropriately priced program. And given the extensive nutrition and exercise recommendations you receive, we feel it's fair. This is about $10 cheaper too than competing downloadable diet programs online, so we gave it a 4 out of 5 in this area. The next test area is what is their customer service like? We bought the product, requested a refund immediately, and were issued a refund within 24 hours of requesting it. We were, however, disappointed that it took them 3 days to respond to a test email that we sent in, although the response we got was sufficient to answer our question. We'd also like to see them offer phone support, which they don't do right now. Because of this, we give it a rating of 3 in this area. The next test area is, have people been scammed by this program? A review of the top 2 complaint websites, which are ripoffreport.com and complaintboard.com, show that only a single complaint was lodged, and that was someone who was confused and thought that they would be receiving a physical product shipped to them. Gotta remember, this is a digital download-only product. And also, in a review of the Better Business Bureau website, they showed only 10 complaints in the last 36 months, and 8 of those were resolved. So overall, given that over 276,000 copies of this product have been sold, that's kind of impressive to us. So we took everything into consideration, and based on our findings, we were happy to give it a rating of 5 in this area. Now the final test area is, are there any gotchas in the fine print? A careful review of the fine print shows that there are no gotchas like auto bills. Well, with that said, there is an aggressive series of upsells that you'll be taken through during the sales process. So make sure you only buy what you want. Many of these upsells are for products and services that may help you achieve your weight loss goals. So please be careful and evaluate each one, and remember that nothing is ever as good as the marketing material says it is. So that's why, with that being said, we felt comfortable giving it a 5 out of 5 in this area. So what's the bottom line? With an overall rating of 4 out of 5, we feel that The Truth About Six-Pack Abs by Mike Geary is a well-rounded, credible, effective weight loss and fat-burning program that's based on state-of-the-art nutritional and fitness techniques, something we recommend you try. There is no one-size-fits-all program for everyone, but diets like these that focus on having you both eat and work out like our caveman ancestors did tend to result in the fastest, healthiest fat loss because you're eating and exercising in a way that matches how you evolved. There is one caveat. As Mike says in the program, this is no miracle cure, magic pill, or silver bullet. You'll have to stick with the program for it to work. To that end, one of the best aspects of this program is just how easy it is to stick to. Your meals are delicious and your workouts are fun and constantly change, and that's the key to keeping you motivated. If you feel intimidated at all about the workout component of this, you shouldn't. Just start with the nutrition program and start reaping the benefits. As you're mentally and physically ready, start slowly with the bodyweight exercises and then gradually move up the ladder to more complicated and effective multi-joint exercises that will really get your metabolic engine humming. Please click below to find out more about the Truth About Abs program or to purchase it now.